Hey, what's up everybody? It's Kool-Aid, and today I got some Firefall footage for you guys. If you remember, about a month back I did a commentary on games I was looking forward to coming up, and I'd mentioned Diablo 3, Guild Wars 2, and PlanetSide 2, but I've not mentioned this game, and it's not because I hadn't heard of it, but I basically dismissed it because it was free to play. Yes, it is a 100% free to play game. And yes, I know there are good free-to-play games out there. Tribes Ascend is a big one that everybody seems to like. But for someone like me that spends the majority of their time, playing 2 or 3 games, 3, 4, 5 games a year, I really am kind of picky about it on which ones I do spend the most time playing. But anyways, about 2 weeks ago, I did actually start watching some videos on the game, and basically instantly got sold. Went over, signed up for the beta, and last night, I didn't actually get an email from them, but a buddy of mine who knew I was interested in playing the game gave me a couple beta keys, and last night I spent about 2 hours playing, which is what you're watching now. I didn't get any PvP recorded, basically because I was having some frame rate issues. It wasn't choppy or anything. My frames would dip down to about 30. And for my first PvP, I really just wanted to get the best quality I could, see how it played and everything. But I will have some PvP videos up later this week, probably tomorrow or Tuesday. But anyways, let's talk about what Firefall actually is. And most people are comparing the combat in this to Team Fortress 2. I really didn't play a lot of Team Fortress 2, so I can't say exactly, but it is class-based like Team Fortress or even Battlefield. It is a lot more unrealistic than Battlefield. I know Battlefield is not the most realistic game anymore, but I think you know what I mean. The biggest difference between this and Team Fortress 2, or really any first-person shooter that I currently play, or really anything out there, is that this is a true MMORPG. And that is what is so intriguing about this game, is that they're bringing my two favorite game modes together, or game types together rather, in first-person shooters and MMORPGs, combining them, and nobody's ever really done this with much success before. I mentioned games like PlanetSide 2, but to me that's basically just a first-person shooter. They are calling it massively multiplayer because it is played on a persistent world, but really it's not any more of an RPG than Battlefield is, as far as I know. I don't think there's any PvE to speak of. I obviously care more about PvP than PvE, but it is still a big part of RPGs, or MMORPGs anyway. There have been other games that have tried this too. I played one called Global Agenda. That the PvP was actually reminds me a lot of this game. This is more polished, and this is true first person, as that was more third person. But they are very similar. But that did have PvE as well, but it was absolutely horrible. At least when I played it, it was just bad. I don't really want to talk about it too much, but it wasn't a very successful game as far as I remember. But anyways, I want to talk a little bit more specifically about Firefall. This is a class-based shooter. There are 5 classes. There is the Medic, Assault, Dreadnought, Recon, and Engineer. They all sound pretty much exactly like what they are. Dreadnought is basically more of a tank class. You have shielding, and you can absorb more. You have the most health. Other than that, I mean, it's pretty self-explanatory. And all you have to do to switch classes in this game is go up to that little machine that you just saw me at and basically pick. Each class does level individually, so if you want to rank up your Assault, you have to play Assault. I mean, it's just like, if you're playing Battlefield or whatever. But right now I am playing Engineer, and each class starts with one special ability. Engineers is obviously that turret that you just saw me build, and I'm going to go out here and put another one down. I'm really doing nothing, no objectives right now or anything. I was going to come out here and do what's called thumping. I'll explain that in a minute. But I really don't even know what I'm doing. I basically just set down a turret And I'm basically killing stuff for this other guy just to kind of show gameplay in third-person view, even though it's not my preference. It seems like a lot of people do like it. But other than your special ability, you have a main gun and a sidearm. Your main gun has 2 modes of fire. One will be your left mouse click, one will be your right mouse click. These can be changed, at least I know the right mouse click one can be changed. I'm not sure about the main. I'm going to go ahead and guess it can be. I haven't gotten far enough or watched enough videos to really know much more about that. But other than your main gun, you also have, I should say, your main gun can run out of ammo, and monsters or whatever, bugs, whatever you want to call these things, can drop ammo resupply crates, or I think you can actually build them yourself and drop them for your team or whoever. But you can also just go back to town and they spawn all over town. You can pick them up. But so far, ammo hasn't really been an issue. Like I said, you have a secondary weapon, which you start off with an assault rifle. That never runs out of ammo, so you don't have to worry about that. One big thing I did notice is you never regain health by yourself. You have to either pick up a health drop, go back to town to pick up a health drop, or have a medic healing you. So it seems like if you want to do group stuff, it is very important to actually have a medic. I have read, though, that engineers can build healing turrets or healing stations or something. I'm not 100% sure on that, but it does sound like it would come in handy. I know in the PvP that I did play, healer dreadnought combos, or basically anything with a good healer, would just absolutely wreck. And it seemed just like any other MMORPG, the team with the most healers always came out the victor, or at least the team with the good healers, I should say. Might not always be the case, but it definitely seems so in the few games that I have played. The last thing I'm going to talk about is thumping, and this is basically Firefall's version of resource gathering. You know, every MMORPG has a resource gathering, crafting system. Most of them, you basically go out, you find what you're going to gather, you click on it, and it magically appears in your bag or your inventory. Firefall actually did a really cool thing with this. You can see this like big drill with the meter and numbers sticking off of it. Well, this is your thumper. And what happens is you find the place you want to thump, and you call this down from the sky, and it starts off at 100% durability, 0% capacity. What you want to do is you want to get it to 100% capacity before your durability goes to 0, and the way your durability falls is basically waves of bugs or monsters, whatever you want to call them, come in and try to attack your thumper, and you have to fend them off. So it's actually like an interactive way to integrate resource gathering into the game, which in my opinion is actually, you know, very, very good, because normally resource gathering is rather boring, tedious stuff to do in an MMO. And shortly after you start playing this game, you'll realize that crafting and resources are a very, very large part of this game. I'm not going to go into detail too much because I simply don't know yet. I haven't played enough, and I especially haven't done enough thumping to know what you're getting out of it. But I know, as opposed to normal MMORPGs, this is a very, very large part of the game. Anyways, that's about all the Firefall footage I have. I have heard that they are working on more PvE content. I personally have not gotten through all the PvE content, so I don't know how much there is. But it's nice to hear that they are adding more and more PvE content, because that will get a lot more players to play. Right now, PvP is definitely the meat and potatoes of the game. And like I said, I will have more footage of that later in the week. But, yeah, thanks for watching, and I will talk to you guys later.
finding that seed crystite. It's just what I need to turbocharge these water pumps. We'll have plenty of water now. You really helped us out of a jam today.